Yasam Rayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatase Maya Bhagavate Uttamashloke Bhakti Bhavati Neshtike Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vamaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschali Vishnatarine Panchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We continue today reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3. We are on chapter 9, text 8. Does anybody remember which section of Bhagavatam we are on? Anyone?
What do you mean?
I mean, what have we been reading recently?
Oh, I mean the Maitreya Muni and the Vidur's conversation.
Yeah. And then more specifically?
He's telling about the Brahma's waking up from his slumber, like the sleep, and about the creation, how the things are happening.
Yeah, and Brahma is seeing the Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And yeah, Brahma was seeing how Garbhodakshay Vishnu was there and how. So he's speaking to Garbhodakshay Vishnu. He's offering prayers to him right now. That's the section we are reading. So, reading on text 8. Shutrid Tridhatubhir imam muhur arthyamanaha shitoshna vata varasher itare taracha kamaning achyutarusha chasudur bharena sampashyato mana ukruma siddhate me. O great actor, my lord, all these poor creatures are constantly perplexed by hunger, thirst, severe cold, secretion, and bile, attacked by coughing winter, blasting summer, rains, and many other disturbing elements, and overwhelmed by strong sex urges and indefeasible anger. I take pity on them. I am very much aggrieved for them. We can see now winter has started here already. We are also feeling the pangs of winter, you know. So severe cold. We haven't seen the sun since a few days now. So, a pure devotee of the Lord like Brahma, the persons in his disciplic succession are always unhappy to see the perplexities of the conditioned souls who are suffering the onslaughts of the threefold miseries which pertain to the body and mind, to the disturbances of material nature, and to many other such material disadvantages. So we don't even realize, that, hunger, because of hunger, then we have to work hard, and thirst, we have to work hard, coughing, bile secretion, bile, so many disturbing elements, anger, all these are miseries, which we are subjecting ourselves to. We have a choice that whether we want to associate with these things or no. And why do we have a choice? Why? Because we are the soul, not the body. So, and all these things are related to the body. So how can we make a correct choice then? Right now we are inside the body, then what to do? So we continue hearing and chanting. Then what will happen? That because we are hearing and chanting, even though such miseries happen, then we won't be so affected by them. Not knowing adequate measures for relieving such difficulties, suffering persons sometimes pose themselves as leaders of the people, and the unfortunate followers are put into further disadvantages under such so-called leadership. This is like a blind man's leading another blind man to fall into a ditch. So we can see that practically that's what's happening right now. Our administrators, our leaders, they themselves don't know how to put an end to miseries of life, how to put an end to birth, death, old age, and disease, And because they don't know, and we are following them, so it's like blind leading the blind. Therefore, unless the devotees of the Lord take pity on them and teach them the right path, their lives are hopeless failures. The devotees of the Lord who voluntarily take the responsibility of raising the foolish materialistic sense enjoyers are as confidential to the Lord as Lord Brahma. So we can see that we are fortunate to be able to get this knowledge. The devotees are kind to us. They introduced us to Krishna consciousness. So we should try to give this to others also, because each of us is suffering here. So we should try to make others fortunate also. And now especially the book marathon is coming up in December. It's a time where the devotees, they put in the maximum efforts to distribute maximum books, as many books as you can. So we can get some books from the temple and give them as gifts. Anyway, Christmas is a time for giving, and then so that we can, because everyone's suffering here, and so if we can get some compassion for the suffering position of everyone, then they can be relieved from their suffering too. They can also taste the bliss, the nectar. So reading, any questions or comments?
No, all clear.
Okay.
Can you just the font size? Can you increase the font size?
Oh, it's very small, is it?
Very, very small.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Is it? And now is it small?
And now I can't see the screen.
Oh, really? Oh, hold on one moment, please. Now?
No, I can't see this. Yeah, now perfect.
Now the font size is okay?
Yes, yeah, perfect now.
Oh, okay. Okay, so let's see. And then, now is the font size okay?
We can't see.
The font size is okay, but
Oh, why is that? Now?
Yeah, it's okay. In fact, we can just expand it, no? Like with our fingers.
Wait, because I was trying to read it on a, okay, now it's better, right?
Can't see.
Okay, so I'm going to do a new share. Now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just put it here then. So text 9, Yavat.
thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yavat prathakvam idam atmana indriyartha maya balam bhagvato jana isha pashit tavanna samsrite asau pratishankrameta vyartha dukha nivaham vahati kriyartha. O my Lord, the material miseries are without factual existence for the soul. Yet, as long as the conditioned soul sees the body as meant for sense enjoyment, he cannot get out of the entanglement of material miseries being influenced by your external energy. And so we can see we don't have any university teaching this knowledge anywhere. We are not being taught from when we were small children. Hey, you're not the body, you're the soul. There is no department of knowledge put this in our modern education. Yet, this is such a fundamental knowledge for each of every one of us. Because we are thinking we are the body, oh, this body, I'm supposed to enjoy this body. And then the more we are trying to enjoy the body, what we are doing, we are creating more miseries for us. More and more miseries. So the whole trouble of the living entity in material existence is that he has an independent conception of life. He's always dependent on the rules of the Supreme Lord in both the conditioned and liberated states. But by the influence of the external energy, the conditioned soul thinks himself independent of the supremacy of the personality of Godhead. So this is the reason we are here. This is the reason we are inside a material body. And what is that? Because we think we are independent of God. We think we are God. Each of us is thinking, I can control the situation. Everyone should act according to my desire. We create a perfect situation in our minds and we expect that, oh, this is how it should be, you know. But the reality is that we are all dependent on the Supreme Lord. We are dependent on him for our very existence. Otherwise, we wouldn't exist. Because the Lord exists, we exist. We are very dependent on him for our very maintenance. He's the one who's providing us with food and shelter and the air to breathe in. Otherwise, how would we maintain ourselves? So his constitutional position is to dovetail himself with the desire of the Supreme Will. But as long as he does not do so, he is sure to drag on in the shackles of material bondage. So we are having our own personal agenda. And that's the reason we are staying here in the material world, because we have desire after desire, desire after desire. And if we just analyze those desires, we can see that those desires are that we want to continue to stay here in this material world. We want to continue to imagine that we are the controllers. We want to continue to imagine that we are the owners. We want to continue to imagine that we are the enjoyers. So till that time, we continue to do that, we will stay in the material world. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 2.55, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. He has to give up all sorts of plans manufactured by mental concoction. You know, and our minds are very fertile. We have very great imaginations. You know, we can create such a perfect picture for each of us in our own mind and feel happy about it for that time. And we actually think, you know, oh, this is going to happen. But does it actually happen? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But each of us is thinking that it should go on according to my perfect plan. You know, we each think we are the master of the universe. So the living entity has to dovetail himself with the Supreme Will that will help him to get out of the entanglement of material existence. So the only way we can get out of this material existence is that we accept the supremacy that, oh, I'm not God. Krishna is God. There is a supreme person. I'm not that supreme person. You know, I'm just a tiny, tiny Jivatma. And then dovetail himself with the Supreme Will. How they say, right, that like how Krishna, he was riding Arjuna's chariot. He was riding Arjuna's chariot. So similarly, we should allow Krishna to ride the chariot. They say, no, that, oh, we should let God ride the chariot of our life. But what does that mean practically? Anyone? What does it mean to let God drive the chariot?
Do our endeavor and depend on him.
We do our, and then what does that mean?
Like we should, whatever is written in the Shastras, we should follow that and we should live our life according to that. And we should depend on his mercy.
What does it mean to depend on his mercy though?
Go according to his will.
Yeah, I mean, so what I'm trying to get at is that whatever happens then, we accept that.
Accept it. Yeah.
We accept Krishna's arrangement. You know, we put in our endeavors, yes, as Neha said, and we depend on him. So depending on him means, or accepting his will means that whatever result comes, we accept that this is Krishna's arrangement for me, and this is the best arrangement. So we should have that faith that Krishna's arrangement is a better arrangement for me than what I'm thinking that, oh, it should happen like this should happen, and that should happen, and then I will enjoy. You know, we make up all these things. Rather, we should just accept, okay, whatever is happening, let me be grateful for that, because Krishna knows better than me. He's a better plan maker than me. Let me accept Krishna's arrangement. And then we can be grateful in that. And then when we are grateful in that, then we can be peaceful. And then when we'll be peaceful, then we can be happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There is in the Guru Granth also, this thing says that तुम ही सब कुछ जानत प्रीतम तेरी इच्छा पूर्ण हो सुख में दुख में मेरे प्रीतम तेरी इच्छा पूर्ण हो. So whatever it's by your will, we accept it.
Yeah, nice, so nice. Thank you for sharing.
You become away, fearless, slowly.
Yes, thank you. So then that's what means depending on Krishna's will, as Neha was saying. I just wanted to like expand a bit more of it on it, you know, to try to get like a deeper, how do we actually apply it in our lives?
Yeah.
So, and then that will help him get out of the entanglement of material existence. Then when we have that attitude, we can get out of here. We don't need to be here anymore. Just accept Krishna's will. Okay, text 10. Ani apratarta karana nihishayana nana manoratha diya shanabhakna nidraha deva hatartha rachana rasayo apideva yusmat prasanga vimukha ihasam sharanti. Such non-devotees engage their senses in very troublesome and extensive work, and they suffer insomnia at night because their intelligence constantly breaks their sleep with various mental speculations. They are frustrated in all their various plans by supernatural power. Even great sages, if they are against your transcendental topics, must rotate in this material world. I don't know if you all have been experienced that, suffer insomnia at night because intelligence constantly breaks their sleep with various mental speculations. I've been through it. I don't know if you all have been through it, you know.
Yeah. Even I've been through.
You know, and then they are frustrated in all their various plans by supernatural power. Because the desire was, or something should happen, and then something else is
And then it's not happening and it goes on. Yeah, I keep remembering, thinking about it.
Yeah, and then working so hard, working in very troublesome and extensive work. Okay, I work very hard. I work so hard, putting all the energy. And in the night, I'm so worried about the whole thing. Can't even sleep at night. And then what happens? Oh, the result is totally different. So, yeah, that is material life. So as described in the previous verse, people have no taste for the devotional service, who have no taste for the devotional service of the Lord are occupied in material engagements. Most of them engage during the daytime in hard physical labor. Their senses are engaged very extensively in troublesome duties, in the gigantic plans of heavy industrial enterprise. This is practically happening. Majority of the world is in this section. The owners of such factories are engaged in finding a market for their industrial products, and the laborers are engaged in extensive production involving huge mechanical arrangements. Factory is another name for hell. At night, hellishly engaged persons take advantage of wine and women to satisfy their tired senses, but they are not even able to have sound sleep because their various mental speculative plans constantly interrupt their sleep. Because they suffer from insomnia, sometimes they feel sleepy in the morning for lack of sufficient rest. So we can see how majority of the world right now, we are in this position. And then no wonders the position of the society is as it is, that people are suffering more and more. Although the quality of life has increased, improved a lot, if we see from 40 years ago, 50 years ago to now, the standard of living is so much higher, but has the quality of life improved? That is something that we have to see. So by the arrangement of supernatural power, even the great scientists and thinkers of the world suffer frustration for their various plans and thus rot in the material world birth after birth. What happens is because we keep making plans. Oh, this plan is not working, let me try another plan. Not working, let me try another plan. And Krishna, Paramatma in our heart, he's fulfilling all our desires. So then the more plans we are making, more plans. So we will continue to be here in the material world. A great scientist may make discoveries in atomic energy for the quick destruction of the world and may be awarded the best prize in recognition of his service or disservice. But he also has to undergo the reactions of his work by rotating in the cycle of repeated births and deaths under the superhuman law of material nature. So this is the law of karma. Even though we might make a great discovery, but what are the effects of such a great discovery? So we will have to accept the karma for that. All these people who are against the principle of devotional service are destined to rotate in this material world without fail. So we can see that devotional service is the only way to get out of here. And devotional service begins by hearing, chanting. This verse particularly mentions that even sages who are averse to the principles of devotional service to the Lord are also condemned to undergo the terms of material existence. Not only in this age, but formerly also. There were many sages who tried to invent their own systems of religion without reference to devotional service to the Supreme Lord. But there cannot be any religious principle without devotional service to the Lord. So religion means what? Religion means to love God. So if we create a religion without God, then that is not a religion at all. And if we follow that, we are still going to be here in the material world. So the Supreme Lord is the leader of the entire range of living entities, and no one can be equal to or greater than him. That's our That's our reality check. Oh, I can't be equal to God. Oh, I can't even be greater than him. Really? Oh, so all the plans that I'm making, that, oh, that everything should go according to my plan. Oh, it won't happen. That's for us to realize. Even the Lord's impersonal feature and all-pervading localized feature cannot be on an equal level with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even though Brahman and Paramatma are features of the person, Supreme Lord of Sri Bhagwan, but they are not equal in the impersonal feature. We cannot have loving relationship. What loving relationship can we have with light? Well, how can you reciprocate with light, or even the super soul? How can we have a loving relationship with the super soul? It's only with the Supreme Lord in his personal feature can we have a loving relationship with him. So therefore, there cannot be any religion or system of genuine philosophy for the advancement of living entities without the principle of devotional service. So we can see that they can go in the name of religion, but then that's the reason Srimad Bhagavatam calls them as Kaitava Dharma, cheating religion. And Srimad Bhagavatam, right in the beginning, right in the first canto, second verse, rejects giving up all varieties of cheating religion. Srimad Bhagavatam only accepts pure devotional service to Krishna as the true religion. Why? Because that is the only way we can establish our relationship with the Lord. That's the only way we can love God. And that is what's the meaning of religion. And Srimad Bhagavatam is all about that. Keeps on telling us again and again, engage in devotional service, hearing and chanting. Keeps on saying, continue hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Continue hearing Srimad Bhagavatam means that's devotional service, because we are hearing the pastimes and glories of the Lord. So we can see, for example, the Brajbasis. 5,000 years ago, the Brajbasis, they are the best devotees. Yeah, they are the highest, the purest of the devotees. The love is the highest. And amongst the Brajbasis, the Gopis' love is the highest. Now, what were the Brajbasis doing the whole day? Was it that they were trying to get the gyan? Were they trying to differentiate, oh, this is matter, this is spirit, and let me try to renounce my activities. Let me just control my mind and senses. Or were they sitting down in one place and meditating? No. What were they doing? They were busy working the whole day. They're not lazy. They were not just sitting around doing nothing. They were busy doing their household duties the whole day. The women were busy in the house, with the housework, taking care of children. In those days, the women wouldn't be working in the offices. And then the men would be busy working in the fields, taking care of the cows. But together with that, the whole day, they were singing and chanting the glories of the Lord. They were speaking of the pastimes of Krishna. Yashoda Mai, when she's making the butter, she's singing the pastimes of Krishna. So the whole being was always hearing and chanting about Krishna. And that is what devotional service is. Do your duties, whatever we need to do, we do. And we hear and chant about Krishna. That's devotional service. Is that okay?
Yes.
I think we stop here for today because this verse is still very long. And then Sneha needs, she has like a time limit kind of. So we'll stop here?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for joining in today morning. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So we engage in devotional service, we hear and chant, and give others this opportunity to hear and chant. What we hear, we speak to others, so they can also be connected to Krishna.